Charlotte, next, obviously, next on the schedule.
Yep.
About what they do that you guys are expecting.
Well, it is. It's the next game on our schedule, and it's a conference game, and that's why it's extremely important. And I think our team's done a really nice job all year of saying, hey, this is our next game, no matter who the opponent is, and the fact this is a conference opponent who is on the road. Those are always tough games to win. So we got to get ourselves ready to go this week. And they're an athletic team on defense. They have an experienced defensive coordinator. Guy that's actually spent a little time in North Alabama, where I'm from, so pretty familiar with him and his name, and got a great reputation as a defensive coordinator. Does a really good job, been at some really good places, and some of my friends in this business are good friends of his, so got a lot of respect for what he does for them on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to have to go over there and play probably better than we played the last couple of weeks to have a chance to win.
You guys,
I'm sorry.
Judge, pretty complete game. 2 receivers over 100 yards, 2 running backs over 100 yards. Nick threw for a bunch of good yards. The only aspect that that could be critiqued a lot would be the scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Could you talk a little bit about how that's an emphasis for you moving in? Yeah,
you're right. We did well at times, and it's good that we're scoring field goals. You're scoring points. That's always good. I mean, this is a team game. We've got to complement each other offensively and defensively. The bottom line is you want to win. Now, selfishly, when you really break it down, you're always trying to improve. You're always looking for that perfect game, which I don't know that's out there. But we definitely want to score touchdowns down there and not field goals. And I think if we'd have done that, it would have put the game in a position where we would have felt a lot better about it a little quicker. It is an emphasis. It's something we've emphasized even since back in the spring, and at times we've been pretty good at it. And there's different reasons that we've not been successful down there as far as touchdowns go. But it's definitely something this week we're going to really focus on again and try to continue that, and as well as ball security. We turn the ball over, and you're not going to beat good football teams turning it over. So we got to definitely improve in those 2 areas, and I think this week that'll be a point of emphasis for us.
What do you do specifically to stop turnovers?
Yeah, they're all so different. Sometimes sometimes quarterbacks hit, in the pocket, doesn't see what's coming, and you try to do the best you can to emphasize 2 hands on the ball all the time and those kind of things, like maybe what happened at Marshall. And then the other night, I think Nick would be the first one to tell you, a couple of decisions he made just bad decisions, and sometimes that happens. UTSA did give us a couple different looks on a couple of those plays that maybe as his coach, maybe I didn't prepare him enough for. I always take the blame for that for sure, but Nick's a smart player. He's disappointed in himself. I know when we talked through it yesterday. So just try to watch more film and continue to emphasize it, and hopefully things will be better this week.
All turnovers aside, you guys are now 4-3.
Yeah.
Back over 500 again. So how have you seen your players respond to winning this year?
Oh, they've responded well. These guys are a really special group. I mean, we have I think good team chemistry. Coach Monken does a great job of keeping our guys loose at the same time focused. It's something that's been a characteristic of our team really since the spring. So I really like this team. I really like our guys. I just even told my wife the other night, there's not any guys on this team that I wouldn't want at my house to hang out, to be around, my kids to be around. We got a really good group of guys right now, and this is year 3, and by this time you should have a group of guys you really like being around, or you're probably not recruiting the right guys. So just excited about it, our guys, and they come to work every day, and I think that's why we've improved some.
Michael was talking about how dangerous this offense is and can be. In your own words, can you elaborate on that, how dangerous this offense is?
Well, when we execute, I think we can be pretty good on offense. I really do. We got good playmakers, Mike Thomas and Casey Martin, and then DJ stepped up and made plays the other night. We got 2 running backs that I probably wouldn't trade for anybody else in our league for sure, and they all work hard. They all are students of the game. They all come in and watch film. They all try to improve their craft each week, and something Coach Monken has emphasized, I guess, since he's been here. Do the extra things to make yourself a better player, and those are the things that separate it, because we're all, in college football, most all of them are good enough players to play. What separates, what makes the difference, and those 5 guys I mentioned, and then we got our tight ends are coming around, and they're getting better. Those are 2 guys that weren't even really we didn't know what we were going to get, and we've had a couple of guys get injured. So, we thought we had 4 guys there at tight end. Now we got 2. They're both having to play a lot of snaps and doing a really good job. And then, with our offensive line, those guys have been around, a lot of them, for a while, and we mixed in some new guys too, and they've gelled really well. And I think that's a really big key to us, is for those guys to continue to play well. And we're definitely not where we want to be yet, but we like the direction we're going on offense for sure.
Coach, now that you've had an opportunity to break down the Charlotte film a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of assess what you're going up against, what would you say is the area of strength for their defense?
I think their D-line is really active. They do a really good job of mixing up their fronts. They play an odd front and an even front. Their linebackers are solid tacklers. They do a really good job. Like I said, their coordinator, he does a great job of mixing up their looks and getting those guys. So they're, some teams will line up in one thing and say, this is what we do. We're going to play it better than you can do it. And this team does a lot of multiple things and moves guys around, so it can create some issues. But I think their front seven is the strength of their team. I think their secondary are good players, but I believe the front is the strength of their defense.
Coach, what does spot the ball mean to this team?
It just means quit worrying about what happened. Don't worry about good or bad. What happened the play before? Spot the ball. Let's play. That's kind of been an emphasis for us in our team, and quit worrying about all of the outside things that are going on. You can't control, and control what we control, and just line up and play. And our team's really bought into that.
It seemed that at times Nick was going through his progression pretty good. Is that the case?
Yeah, he did a nice job. I think he ended up 31 and 37, so something like that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean he did a nice job most of the night. The thing about it is a lot of the completions that he dumps down to the back, people forget about those. Those are really good decisions. Things aren't there down the field. Boom, he dumps it down to the running back, which is what we want. That's what we emphasize. And of course, it's always magnified when you turn the ball over about a bad decision. So I thought he played well. Just 3 or 4 decisions there weren't clean, and he does a nice job of staying within the offense most of the time. And the good thing is a lot of times he won't repeat the same mistake. So that's what you want, And we just got to make sure, because he went through a stretch there, I guess a couple games where he didn't turn the ball over. So we got to get back to that. And to me, this is a week we need to do that.